SriVaishnavam. In the next few chapters, we're going to look at the story of each of the Arvars, the 12 Arvars. So, first we'll look at Mudhalazhwargal. Andalpati is planning to take Vyasa and Parasara to Mudhalazhwargal Sannidhi in Srirangam and explain them their glories. Andalpati says, Vyasa and Parasara, today we will go to Mudhalazhwargal Sannidhi in the temple. They say, great party, let us go now. Andalpati says, let me tell a little bit about them while we walk towards their Sannidhi. Mudal means first. We already know the meaning of Arvar, one who is immersed in devotion. So Mudhalazhwargal are the first among the 12 Arvars. Vyasa asks, why is there a plural in Mudhalazhwargal party? Are there more than one first Arvar? Andalpati says, very good question. Yes, amongst the Arvars, the first 3 Arvars are always quoted together. Parasara says, why party? Are they like Panchapandavas who were always together? Party says, a very nice example, Parasara. Yes, though the first 3 Arvars were born in 3 different places, through a divine event, they came together and met at Tirukkovalur, Divyadesam, and worshipped, enjoyed Sriman Narayanan together. After that incident, they are generally quoted together. Vyasa then asks, what is that divine event, Party? I'm so curious to know about it. Party says, sure, I will tell you about that incident. But before that, we understand a little about the 3 Arvars. First Arvar is named Poigai Arvar, Saro Yogi. Second Arvar is Budat Arvar, Buddha Yogi. Third Arvar is known as Pei Arvar, Mahatavya. Parasara then asks, when and where were they born, Party? Andalpati says, all 3 of them were born in the previous Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, the Yuga when Krishna Avataram took place. All 3 of them appeared from flowers. Poigai Arvar was born on Aipasi Tiruvonam in a pond in Tiruvekka in Kanchipuram. Budattarvar was born on Aipasi Avitam in a pond in Tirukkadal Mallai. Now you know this place as Mahabalipuram. Peyarvar was born on Aipasi Sadayam in a well in Tirumailai, now known as Mailapur. Vyasa then says, wow, they were born from flowers? So don't they have mother and father? Party says, yes, they were blessed by Bhagavan during their birth itself and they fully consider Tayar and Perumal as their mother and father. Parasara then says, oh, that is wonderful to know. So how did they meet and what was the divine incident? Well, they were individually traveling to different kshetrams and were worshipping Bhagavan in many places. That was their life. Just go to a temple, worship Perumal and stay there for a few days and then move on to the next one. Vyasa says, that sounds so wonderful. No need to worry about anything else. Wish we could also do that, Party. Party then says, yes, look, we have arrived at Mudhalazhwargal Sannidhi. Let us go in and have their darshan. We will continue with the rest of their life upon our return. Then Andalpati, Vyasa and Parasara come out of Mudhalazhwargal Sannidhi. Parasara then asks, Party, it was nice to have the darshan of Mudhalazhwargal. Are these 3 Arvars always together, Party? Andalpati says, there is a reason for them being together. Let me explain. One fine day, by the divine plan of Perumal, they arrived at Tirukkovalur, one after another. It was a stormy day. There was heavy rains. There was a rishi named Mrikandu, who had an ashram in Tirukkovalur. In front of his ashram, there was a small shed. First, Poigai Arvar arrived and took shelter of the shed to protect himself from the rain. He lied down there and relaxed for a bit. Parasara asks, all alone? Won't he be scared? Andalpati says, no, Parasara, he won't be scared since he is always thinking of Perumal. At that time, Budattarvar arrived there in the rain and requested permission to enter the shed. Poigai Arvar said, there is limited space here. One person can lie down, but 2 persons can sit. So please come in. Bhudatarvar happily entered and they both sat next to each other. Soon after, Peyarvar came, running in the rain, wanting to take shelter, and he asked permission to enter the shed. Poigeyarvar said, "Well, there is limited space here. One person can lie down, two person can sit, and three people can stand. So please come in, we can all stand." Hearing that, Peyarvar happily entered the place and they all stood shivering in the cold. They started speaking to each other, got to know about each other, and being very joyed about the common interest, they started discussing about Perumal's beautiful names, forms, qualities, etc. Vyasa then says, "Wow, that is very nice. Divine indeed. But Party, it would be nice if Perumal too was present there, just like he is here as Periya Perumal to see us." Andalpati then says, "Wait, the incident does not end here. You have very nicely guessed the next sequence. There is more divinity on the way." Seeing the assembly of his dear devotees, Namperumal wants to be part of this too. So he too enters the shed and squeezes himself in the space. Being dark and suddenly squeezed for space, the three Arvars start wondering what is going on and who entered the place without their knowledge. So first Poige Arvar starts singing Vayyam Tagaliya, imagining the world itself as a lamp. Then Bhudatarvar sings Anbe Tagaliya, imagining his love itself as a lamp. With these lamps, the place becomes lit brightly, and Peyarvar first sees the divine form of Sriman Narayanan with his divine consort Sri Mahalakshmi in the shed amidst them. He starts singing Tirukkandain. I have had divine vision of Sriman Narayanan with Sri Mahalakshmi, his divine beautiful golden form, his divine conch and disc. All Arvars together enjoy the divine vision of Perumal and Tayar. Parasara says, "This is so great. They must have felt so happy." Pati says, "Yes, they were very happy. Perumal and Tayar too were very happy. After this wonderful incident, they visited Archavatara Emberumans in many other temples together. They stayed for the rest of their life together and ascended to Paramapadam, finally to be with Perumal always and serve him." Vyasa and Parasara ask, "This incident is so amazing to hear. Shall we hear about the next Arvar's life now?" Pati says, "You have to wait until next time for that. It's time for you to play and have some fun outside while I go and prepare some food for Perumal, which we can eat later tonight." "Sure, Pati. We will come back tomorrow to hear more from you."
This chapter glorifies the life history of Mudhalazhwargal. Poigai Alvar, Bodhattalvar, and Peyalvar. These three Alvars had darshan of Perumal when they were in a small place which is called Idaikadi at Tirukkovilu. Even today we can see that in Tirukkovilu temple. That's a Moolavar Sannadi, where all the three Alvars stayed, and Perumal also wanted to listen to them. He wanted to be with them. Perumal always likes to be with the devotees. He wants only true devotion from the bhaktas. That is what in this chapter we have learnt. How Perumal loved to be with the Alvars, three Alvars, and they sang in praise of Perumal at that time, which is called Mudal Tiruvandadi, Irandam Tiruvandadi, Moondram Tiruvandadi. So each Alvar sang 100 pasurams. So all the 300 pasurams we have in 4000 Divya Prabandham, Nalairam. Let's see the other Alvars in the next chapter.